Greetings and welcome to another edition of the Jacksonville Buzz. I am your host, Adrienne Houghton, alongside my trusted Steve, Tom Reber. Now, introducing Mr. Mike Rosen, who is our guest in the studio this morning, and we're going to find out about him because he is quite an interesting man.
Yes.
From the Northeast, now living in St. Augustine. So welcome to the First Coast, Mr. Rosen.
Yes. Nice to meet you both.
So first of all, tell me a little bit about your career as an architect and what brought you to St. Augustine.
Okay, thank you. Nice to meet you both. Well, my career as an architect started quite a long time ago, about 40 years.
Wow.
I started in Philadelphia designing prototype housing for the large developers. So there are millions of people that live in Mike Rosen homes, design homes. If you bought a house from either Toll Brothers or Pulte or Leans or Ryland or any of the big builders, I designed their prototypes. And I've been doing that for many, many years. In addition to that, I've always had a passion for sustainability. I did my thesis on solar energy in the 70s. When all the gas lines were happening and things like that. So I've been involved in it for a very long time. I was also one of the first people in the world to become a lead APND. And through that effort, I actually got to do some very interesting projects all over the world, including one in China where I designed a master planned city for 4 million people that was totally carbon neutral.
Wow.
Can we just say, could you tell the audience what LEED is? Because maybe a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, well, LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Energy Design. I mean, so it's basically a form of a sustainable program that architects use to design communities that are sustainable. Now, ND stands for neighborhood development. So we focus on the macro, where we design large-scale communities and look at the infrastructure and make sure that all the houses are facing the right way, so the solar collectors work and all the streets are shaded, and so we look at sort of the macro aspects of sustainability.
There's a lot more to development than I thought.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Way to go, Mike.
Which is the project that you're most proud of?
Yeah. What's your signature one?
Yeah, well, I've done actually a lot of interesting projects. I designed the orphanage in Malawi for Madonna.
Wow.
I did Ty Pennington's home here in Palm Coast.
Love Ty.
But I would say the project in China. It was an entire city. I mean, and it was designed to be a prototype. And they were going to repeat it many times across China. And the whole idea was that the city was going to produce all the energy that it was consuming. So it was absolutely carbon neutral. And that was an amazing project,
And are you working on any projects now?
I am. I'm working on several projects around the country. Probably the most interesting one that I'm working on currently is a project in Gila Bend, Arizona, which is an 80-acre site that's designed, it's called Vision City, and it's designed to be a sustainable, carbon neutral, but it has several manufacturing plants, including a salinity battery plant, which manufactures batteries, large ones, size of tractor trailers, and a solar field, and multifamily housing units, and retail, and EV charging stations, and like that. So it's a whole village around this whole concept of a sustainable, energy-producing, energy-storing concept.
But is it affordable?
Yes, it's workforce housing. So the idea is the people that are going to live there are going to work in the factory that's making the batteries.
Perfect.
So the housing is for the workers. Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So you also are involved with some charities and non-profit organizations. Talk a little bit about that, because we've only got a few minutes left.
Okay, so I'm at a stage in my life, obviously, where it's time to give back, right?
Yes.
So I've been in this industry for 40 years, and I've noticed two trends that there's holes in the industry. One is on the young side, the young adults. We don't have enough young adults that are interested in learning the construction trades. Plumbers, electricians, framers, bricklayers, drywallers, painters, roofers, right? And there's a huge shortage. So I'm involved with a program called the CatchDivisionMentors.com. brightest.com, where people my age and others can essentially help teach young adults in inner cities. And we're trying to form one here in Jacksonville. So if there's anyone interested in sponsoring, we're producing courses and training facilities. We bring in a trailer with educators that help the youth learn a trade.
Yes.
So that's the one charity that I'm very proud of. A second one I just learned about when I moved to St. Augustine. It's called CompassionateSt.Augustine.org. Yes. And that one is focused on elderly folks that are living in the community and connect them with services, bring them food, take them to hospital care, and just connect them with the community. So actually these two things overlap.
They do.
Because some of these elderly folks can be mentors and teach young adults. So connecting these two nonprofits is really where my passion is right now.
Mike, it's been an absolute pleasure to have met you,
absolutely.
and thank you for sharing your information.
Thank you.
With us.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
And if you'd like to know any more information about anything that you heard on the segment today, you can also find it at dailynewsnetwork.com.